comes the sun, toot toot toot. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here.
Welcome to Hoop-De-Doo, and welcome to a move that I discovered, and I call it elbow sliders. And you have to do it with 2 hoops. So basically, as you saw in the preview on this video, your elbows are sliding in and out of the hoops. And that's why I call it elbow sliders. Okay, so 2 things first before we start to remember when doing this trick. And one of them is to make sure that your posture is good, that you are standing up straight with your shoulders back and your arms are horizontal to the floor and you're holding them at shoulder height. Okay, so, and the second thing to remember is when you are doing the part where your arms are crossed and the hoops are spinning on your arms, you want to hold your arms as high as you can before putting the elbows back in, because that helps when you're first learning to learn where the elbows go and when they go in. Okay, after you learn the move, then you don't have to hold them up high if you want to come down lower, or however you would like to do it. We're going to start with 1 hoop at a time, and I'm first going to show you with 2 hoops from the front, and this is elbow hooping. And by the way, you do have to know how to elbow hoop in order to do this. I guess that's pretty obvious. Okay, so when your elbows are in the hoops, okay, if you want to think of it as one hand is above the other one, okay, you can keep them level, but for this move we want to pick a hand, and I'm picking my right arm is going to be above my left arm, okay, and you want to think about that happening as you start moving your elbows out and moving your hands in. Okay, so because one arm, the right arm, is going to go above the left arm, so that when you have the hoops spinning on your hands, your arms will be crossed. Okay, so if you can see, my right arm is crossed over my left arm. Okay, and then when they go back in, they will go back to the right arm. It's still, I keep that right hand, if you notice, a little bit above the left hand to remind myself that that is going to be moving into the hoop, that hand. Okay, so let's try it with 1 hoop first. Okay, and we'll pretend like the other hoop is there. So we're going to put our hands in the same position, our elbows in the same position. And if you want to look from the side, your elbows should be up level with your shoulders. Okay, and your shoulders back. And keep that posture. Resist the temptation to lean over to grab the hoops on your elbows, because you'll drop them every time. Okay, so no matter how awkward it feels, keep in mind it's all about posture. So you've got the hoop spinning on, this is my right arm. It's spinning on my elbow. I'm going to hold my left arm up and pretend there's a hoop on it also. So as this right arm goes into the left hoop, it's going to be going on top of the other arm. So if you've got both elbows and the right arm is a little bit above the left one, it's going to continue to go above and grab the other hoop. The left hand is going to go under the right one and grab the right hoop. Okay, and this is very important concept, because if they don't cross over, if you just try and do them together, then you get confused as to where your arms are. Okay, so you want to make sure that one arm you have determined in your brain before you start, one arm is going to be over the other arm, and that's the way it will be all the time. And when they're spinning on these arms, and then when they go back in, it will remain the same. Okay. Okay, so let's try it, because that affects where you catch the hoop with the hand that's going into the other hoop. Okay, so let's say this left hand is under the right hand. Okay, and it's going to go into the hoop under the right arm. Okay, so if you saw that, this elbow is spinning, and when the hoop gets to where your elbow is touching the hoop and pushing, then that's when you're going to grab the hoop with your hand, and at the same time you're going to move that elbow out, and that hand then is going to grab the other hoop, and you're going to start spinning them, and that's how your arms get crossed. So when that right elbow goes back in, it's going to go on top of the hand. Okay? When you're ready to put this hand back into the hoop and for this elbow to come out, then you bring it in underneath your elbow. Did you see that? How the left hand went under my right elbow to grab the hoop and spin it with my hands. You're not actually grabbing the hoop though. It just starts spinning and it keeps spinning. Not like that. And it keeps spinning on that hand. Okay. So you're putting that left hand under the right elbow as the right elbow comes out, and then it's in your hand. Okay? And the same thing with the other side. Okay, we'll pretend, and I'm keeping my right hand on top, the same as I did when the hoop was in on my right elbow. Okay, so it's the same. You want to stick with one hand on top, and then as you get better at it, you can try the other one or whatever else you want to do with it. Okay, so this time your right hand is on top of the left one, and you're not going to go under the left elbow. You're going to go above. So did you see when the hoop gets right about here, you will grab it. Okay. So this right elbow is above the left elbow, and it's going to come in and it's going to grab the hoop. It grabs the hoop right about here as the hoop is spinning, and then it brings it on down. And the left elbow goes out and it stays under. Okay? And it will grab the other hoop. Not grab. I shouldn't use the term grab because you're not grabbing. You're just sliding it in and keep it spinning. Okay? It's easier with one hoop than it's with two. And you can pretend that way. But sometimes it's nice to use two hoops, okay? It looks cooler. Okay, so here we go with both hoops now. Okay, and we've got our elbows in. You notice my right hand here is above the left one, and trying to keep my elbows back and my posture good. And at the same time, it's a lot to think about. And this one is very difficult, so you really have to have patience with yourself. It doesn't come in 2 hours. Well, maybe for some of you it will, but it didn't for me. Okay? So you're going to put your arms in. And you notice how the right arm is over the left one. The arms are crossed. Okay? And then you're going to put the elbows back in. The one that's on top, the arm that's on top, will go into the right hoop. And my arm, the left arm, will go into the left hoop, the elbow. So here they go. And you want to make sure that when you've got your arms crossed and the hoops are spinning on your hands, you want to make sure that it makes it a lot easier to learn it, to how to get the hoops back in, your elbows back in, if you hold them higher, because then the hoops catch at the backs of your arms, right here, and then you just sort of bring your arms down from that cross spinning. When the hoops grab the backs of your arms, then you bring them down and keep going with your pumping with your elbows. Okay? So, got your elbows in. Right hand over the left hand, and the right hand's going to go up, the left hand's going to go under to get into the hoop. And they both go at the same time. And the hardest part, I think, if you're just learning this trick, is to really, those hands come through at the same time that your elbows come out, and that's when you usually drop it, because you're not used to that all-in-one motion, and you've got to do it. Grab them as those elbows are coming out, or your hoops are on the ground. Okay, so we're going here with the hoops, spinning them on our elbows, and we bring our hands up, and you raise the hoops a little bit higher, and then you're going to just let them fall down on your elbows. Okay? And then back. And really, you know, I could stand here all day trying to teach you how to do this move, but it's sort of like you just got to try it yourself and practice it, and you will get it. When you first start, you'll be able to do it with one elbow, but you're always wanting that other one in there so you don't lose the hoops. But don't be afraid. Just say, I'm going to take both elbows out and I'm going to grab them. So focus, when you've got the hoops on your elbows spinning, focus on you're going to grab the hoops. Don't focus on, I'm going to bring my elbows out of the hoops. That will happen automatically. So don't worry about that. Just think, I'm going to grab the two hoops with my hands now. And you notice your elbows came out, and you didn't really have to think about your elbows coming out. So don't think about your elbows bringing them out and catching them with your hands. Okay? This is a bit more difficult, but it's a lot of fun. And I know I say this about all the videos, all the tricks, but it is a lot of fun once you learn it. And if you have any questions or you need me to help you troubleshoot, just let me know. I'm always happy to help. And good luck with this one, and have patience with yourself, okay? Thanks for watching.